Welcome to another edition of First and 10 with Rams football coach Joe Prud'homme. I'm Jimmy the St. Christopher. Rams went down to Kansas Wesleyan 42-7 Saturday night at Farrington. Coach, did it seem like that game was a lot closer than the score would indicate?
Well, it definitely was in the first half, and then, they had a couple of quick touchdowns. We gave up the 4th and 12, and then we had the strip sack turnover, and they got another touch off of that. And, we played it really tight early on. It just, when it got away, and about take out 5 or 6 plays, we feel pretty good about it.
So what did you see actually that you liked in the contest?
Early on, I thought our offense was really clicking well. Did not like the penalties. I mean, that hurt us. Turnovers hurt us, obviously. Thought the defense had the 2 goal line stands were really good. So that's something we can build on.
How do you coach against penalties? I know the Rams had 9, and the other side, Kansas Wesleyan had 9 as well. Is there a distinct way to coach against making penalties?
Well, you work on techniques. You review the film, you look at it, you ask for feedback from the officials at that time, and try to figure out what it is and why they're calling it, and then just make the corrections.
Colby Moffitt went down in the first half, the starting left tackle, and then your quarterback, Donovan Isom. How are those guys physically?
Moffitt finished the game. He came back. He was fine. Donovan, he'll be out this week probably, but possibly back for the next game.
Avery Child stepped in, the backup quarterback. Did you think about using Eric Richards, the wide receiver who was the quarterback last year, or is Avery's job to be backup?
Avery's the backup. Avery's the backup. I thought he came in and did a really good job overall. The strip sack wasn't really his fault. It came in pretty fast on him. Other than that, I thought he managed the offense pretty well.
How different is the team without Donovan Isom at quarterback?
It's a lot different. Donovan's much more of a run threat. Donovan is a great leader. Avery's a very good leader. It's just the difference in the run game ability.
We're with Coach Joe Prud'homme on First and 10. Is there a level of frustration when you guys roll out, 400 plus yards, 462 yards, 26 first downs, and just 7 points? Is that highly frustrating?
Yes, no question about it. You're supposed to cross the goal line a lot more when you do that, and that's been a point of emphasis this week.
When Donovan went out, do you think the air went out of the team, or they outscored you guys 14-0 in the second quarter and then 21-0 in the third quarter?
Yeah, of course it does. We were rolling and in a really good rhythm, and it's just a little bit like a gut punch. Makes you catch your breath a little bit.
Their quarterback, Johnny Foto, really wasn't too much word on him coming in. I know I talked to their broadcasters, and they said that he was, they were looking forward to seeing him at quarterback. But, boy, he was really impressive. Some of those throws that he made were, how do you defend against that? A guy that really doesn't have, I don't know if you see it on film or not, but a guy that comes in and throws, he threw strikes like 40, 50 yards in the air. A couple of those touchdowns are those places that got him deep into the red zone.
He's one of the reasons they're ranked 21.
Yeah.
They're probably going to climb a little bit this week. But, he threw some strikes, and number 88, the receiver, the All-American coming back, to me, he was the difference in their offense. He really made some plays and some catches. And of course, there were some strikes thrown that, we had hands right there, the ball's there, and it's 40 yards downfield. And, still you got to make plays when you can make plays.
What do you say to the team, if you can relay that to us? I was just curious, what do you say to the team at the half after you guys, battled them basically? It was like a chameleon-type game, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, for lack of a better term. But you're tied 7-7, and you went down to the 14 points in the second, and we're down at the half. What do you say to the club then?
Well, basically you got to overcome those mistakes. You can't dwell on it. You can't take it into the second half. You can't make it more than it is. It happens. You got to turn the page and move on to the next thing. And we attempted to do that. We never really got in a good rhythm in the second half offensively. We kept moving the ball, but we weren't the same type of rhythm we were at the beginning. They had a little bit to do with it, but also our execution was not as sharp as it needs to be.
Are you happy with the balance between the yards gained both on the ground and through the air?
Yeah, I would say so. That wasn't intentional. You basically take what they give you, but it actually it balanced out pretty well. And I thought our run game was really strong, and the pass game was very effective. So, it's just a matter we got to cross the goal line a little bit more.
And Jamarcus Jones had another good running game, just a few yards shy of 100. And then Desmond Nesby, the transfer from Texas Tech, got in there for about 4 carries or so. Is it going to take him a while to get those reps and that live action to reach his potential?
I think so. The run game is, a lot of people say you just plug somebody in and go, and I don't believe in that. You got to have a feel for the line and the way the creases develop and certain things that develop within the running game. It's very similar to a pass game as far as, the timing of it and getting in sync. And people, a lot of people don't realize that, and that's something I think is real important. But I do believe he'll get into the rhythm.
Yeah, we talked last month at the mini camp. You were really happy with the guys you recruited, some of the guys you recruited, a wide receiver. One of those is Collier Ricks, 6'3", 185 long and fast. And he ran some pretty good routes, you think?
Oh, no question about it. I thought he made 2 great catches, the one to open the game for us, and then the one in traffic where he was targeted and they hit him pretty hard. And he came down with a ball. He's been a really, really good surprise for us. I mean, we knew he was good. We didn't know he could play at that level with that level of toughness.
Anybody stand out on defense?
Yeah, Jalen King had a real good game. Jalen had that goal line tackle there. He did some good things. I thought that also Mike Miller played pretty decent. And we never got into the rhythm on defense like we did on offense. Early on anyway. But they improved a whole lot from the scrimmage to that point, and I expect to take another step forward.
It's kind of like you go from the frying pan to the fire,
Yes.
so to speak. This week coming up, you have to travel down to the valley to Kingsville, Texas A&M Kingsville. Boy, and they gave Commerce, the champions, all they could handle in 2 overtimes before coming up a point short. So how do you see them?
They're great. I mean, it's a great program. We're going to be, outmatched talent-wise. It's just a matter of how. For me, it's more about a toughness and a gut check a little bit, and let's see if we can get better. You play somebody really, really good, then you have an opportunity to get better. Of course, injuries are always a concern, but they're a concern in every game you play. It doesn't matter who you play. It's an opportunity for us to play a team that's, really big, really fast, well coached, and if we get an opportunity to come out of that and learn something from it, we can carry that into conference play with us.
How about their quarterback, Coy Detmer Jr.?
Really
he looks
good.
pretty
Yeah,
fun.
really good. Well, he's a Detmer. I mean,
Yeah,
what do you expect?
exactly.
He's fast. He's a good athlete, but he's very accurate. He commands the offense really, really well.
What does their defense look like?
Big, fast, and aggressive. Very aggressive. They love to blitz. They love to come off the edge. They give you very little room to breathe. They're coming right down at you, and so it'll be a test.
Coach, go get them, and thank you for the shirt. We're both matching Rams football shirts in white, and we're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. I don't know if I ever believed in that. Do you believe in that? You're not supposed to wear white?
Don't even know anything about the social cues. I'm way behind on that.
And if I do, I'm not paying attention to them because normally Labor Day is later in the month, but it came early this week. But hey, we'll switch her up. We'll do white and then we'll do blue, and we'll talk to you next week. Good luck, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Your trip down to Kingsville to play Texas A&M Kingsville. We'll talk to you next week.